we've been talking about the novel. I'm wondering, how involved are you guys going to be in, with the Magi and turning it into a movie?
Well, that's sort of the question at this point. I think the Magi is sort of holding off to see how the comic book kind of comes together and how it's received. They've been very supportive in terms of not kind of putting the pins in us at all or limiting us in what we wanted to do with it. But I think, we're just going to kind of wait and see how the book turns out first before any kind of discussion about the movie comes into play. It's always a risk doing something this explicit and this sort of unusual. So I think, it could either be, something people love or something people hate, And
right.
Really, until that has been, determined, I think that they're going to kind of wait and see.
Yeah, and, I don't know how much Matt's told you about me, Nathan, but, I'm a soccer mom of 3 that stays at home. So, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I thought the graphics were great. I thought the storytelling in it was awesome, and I just can't wait to read the next 72 pages. So I'm the masses. If you can sell it to me, I think you can sell it to anybody.
Well, that's what we're hoping, I think.
Yeah.
I was the reason. Oh, go ahead, Nathan. Sorry.
There's definitely more there than just your normal heavy metal singer, and I think which actually other stories in heavy metal have had, but I think it definitely goes beyond tits and ass and Vikings and sci-fi and all of that. So there's my hope is there's quite a solid story that Matt's written. At least I believe there is. So I'm really curious to see how everything pans out. I kind of hope it speaks to everybody the way you said. So that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's kind of a universal message, which is with all the so often we kind of find ourselves forgetting that there's people out there who are sick and who are dying and who can't get treatment. And, those of us who have the luxury of healthcare, of, access to doctors and hospitals, don't always realize that, there's suffering going on just outside our door, really.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those books that, takes that, puts it under a magnifying glass, and then multiplies it by like 100. Kind of, what would happen if the sick and the disadvantaged kind of raised up and burned the place to the ground.
Even the building blocks of that, those things actually exist and they're happening right now.
The term "the future is so bright," which is sort of the slogan, I guess you would say, of the book, is meant to be somewhat sarcastic. Can we really survive with all these new technologies, these new biomedical technologies that are coming out? What is going to happen? There's got to be something's going to come to a head at some point soon. As we learn more, there's something that's hinted at on the website, something called the Pharmassance, which is just like, people are taking more medication these days. You got these genetic counseling sessions before you have kids. I mean, it's just getting overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And, really, where are we headed is the question that I asked myself when I was trying to, write this story.
Right, and so Free the Gene is also one of your, I don't know.
Right, I mean, it comes from sort of a basic biopunk mantra, which, there was some very good authors, Paul DiFilippo and Margaret Atwood, who really kind of dug into this genre. And the idea was that, healthier and happier, why would you keep that from them? Why wouldn't you just give it to them for free? You know, the same thing, you know, and I guess you could say it with music, but that's a little different because it's music and it's an artist who's producing something, but, you know, the right to life is identified as one of the basic human rights. And, you know, so if people are dying and people are sick and people are going crazy and having these horrible disorders, you know, that are afflicting them, why wouldn't we just give them help for free, is the question. So Free the Gene is saying, you know, give us the data, give us the medicine, give us the cure. Now, let us be healthy, let us be happy like you. Why would you hide it for us? For money? You know?
With Fluorescent Black, what's the future of that? Do you see just this one graphic novel and that with the next 72 pages coming out, is that like the end of it, or is there going to be more?
The future is so bright.
Okay.
But
and so vague.
the future is so bright, it's Fluorescent Black. But, the future is, I think, to do these two heavy metal books, then start thinking about how we make a really cool book with kind of extras attached to it, and then after that, you know, start talking about how we do the movie.
Right.
I think that, you know, this could be a movie, you know, in the vein of Clockwork Orange or, you know, Blade Runner kind of thing, where it's, you know, it can pull no punches kind of thing. So we'll see how easy that is to actually convince everybody is a good idea.
So do you see this movie being human actors and not animated?
Well, obviously there's all these spliced animals throughout it, like little insects and animals scurrying around, and those would probably be animated. And I'm sure some of the backgrounds would probably be animated, like the Biopolis and the Green Belt, which you haven't seen yet, which will be in the next part, as well as other parts of JB. Probably more like a hybrid, like 300, where you have, you know, human actors with